you know? I'm just here trying to convince myself to get to this book because I'm so scared to start it. And not because it's sad or scary or a horror or a novel or anything else. It's just because I read a book about its author before and it didn't go well. Like, proceed with caution with this one, you know? So now I'm super scared. I'm trying to convince myself to read this book. Eee! Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm gonna read a book that's out of my comfort zone. Yay. So this is gonna be a tough one because I have had this on my shelf since, let's say, beginning of February. So now it's been on my shelf for a little more than a month. And that is quite a while, to be honest. Like, I have books on my TBR that have been there since December, but you know, I'll get to them. But I'm super scared for this one, and I'm just here sitting here trying to convince myself to start it. And I think this is finally the time that I'm gonna start it because I wanted to film this video, reading books out of my comfort zone. But I think I'm only gonna read one book out of my comfort zone, not multiple books out of my comfort zone. If it goes well, you know, I'll read another book that is on my shelf that is out of my comfort zone because I do have more. But we'll see how this goes. We'll proceed with caution, as I said before. So yeah, now you'll probably all be curious what book I'm talking about. And, you know, people may say I'm dramatic. Who cares? It's Ninth House by Lee Bardugo. I'm terrified of this book. Honestly, I'm freaking terrified. And I do not have a valid reason, to be honest. I just am terrified. That is my reasoning. I did read Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising, and Six of Crows. I liked Shadow and Bone, but then proceeded to hate the other books that Lee Bardugo has written. So, I really hope I'm gonna like this, and that is what scares me the most, that I'm not gonna like this. And I really kind of got my hopes up a little bit. So now I really want to like it, but I probably will not. Like, my hopes are high, but also low. So, you know, maybe we'll just have to continue this video and just read this book because eventually, because otherwise it will be just sitting on your shelf doing absolutely freaking nothing. And you will never know if this was a good book or not. This is me trying to convince myself to read this book. I'm still fucking scared. But maybe we'll just read one page and see how that goes, you know? Read one page and then flip up to the next page. The next page, oh, I cannot even look at it. Okay? Let's begin, I guess. Yeah, that is a good idea. I'm stalling a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna give you another reason why this is out of my comfort zone. That is because it is dark academia. And every experience that I have with dark academia wasn't the best experience. Like, I gave the highest book, I think, like 3.5 star rating, and the lowest, like 3 stars. So it isn't too bad, but I still do not have the best experience with it. So that's also why I'm scared. But this book is also pretty thick. It's like 450 pages, and that's pretty thick to me. Like, over 400 pages is thick to me. And then also the font is tiny, and the spacing is also tiny. Like, okay. Pull yourself together, Sarah. Oh, there's a map. Yale University map. I did not know that. That makes me a little bit more excited. It's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a book. Oh. Is it bad? No, it isn't bad at all. But what I do realize now is that I was, one, being a baby. Two, this isn't a writing style that I typically enjoy. Like, I get bored of it. Okay. I'm just being negative here. I'm just being super negative, and I need to stop being so negative. Like, page 1 complete. It was intriguing, to say the least. Do not remember a single thing of it except for the first line, though. Will that be the whole book? Will I just read it for reading it? Will this be like a 3-star read? 3-star reads aren't bad or something, or anything like that, but aren't good either. I finished the prologue. Now I'm on chapter 1. Guess what? I didn't die. That is such a relief. Like, did not expect that at all. Whoa. You would think that I was contemplating swimming with sharks or something like that, instead of just picking up a book. Because I was being bloody dramatic, let me tell you. But it's okay. It's okay. Like, it was valid. Okay, I cannot say much right now, but I'm 28 pages in and I'm really liking it. How is this possible? I put off reading it so badly. And now that I am reading it, I am thoroughly enjoying it. Anyways, recap for the prologue and the first chapter. So, the first sentence is very intriguing of the prologue. The first sentence to the prologue is, by the time Alex managed to get the blood out of her good wool coat, it was too warm to wear it. And that makes you intrigued on what happens next, right? Because the prologue never says how she got the blood on her wool coat. Then I think we go in the past again with chapter 1. Then it's winter. And in chapter 1, there's some kind of operation, surgery kind of thing going on. And I feel like the plot already thickens because we get an explanation of things. Like, there is a magic system. There's magic in this world. There are kind of like ghosts people in this world. It all sounds very intriguing, but I do not understand a single thing of it. But it's good. I just basically feel like this is one of those books that I will not understand for the life of me, but will still enjoy with the life of me. Yeah. That sounded very, very odd, but okay. Oh, we also get multiple POVs. I did not know that. Do we? I think we do get multiple POVs because this said last fall, and chapter 1 says winter. So I think Alex's POV is winter, and Darlington's POV is in the fall, if I'm correct. Correct me if I'm wrong, though. I feel like the direction we're going is to the murder mystery side of things with fantasy in it. Like, I feel like it's fantasy, murder mystery, dark academia. All those things. I'm not sure, but that is the vibe that I'm getting from the pages that I've read so far. I'm now in chapter 4, page 58. So they are pretty long chapters. Not the thing that I personally enjoy, but I am flying through them. So it's fine, it's fine. Do the chapters get shorter, though? Let me see. No, they do not. They definitely do not. They only get longer. By the way, I'm listening to his Dark Academia playlist, like piano music, the secret history ambiance, and thunder with it. I can show it to you. This is what I'm listening to, and it fits the setting, I think. This could also fit like a murder mystery book setting, but this really fits the setting. Is it an odd thing to say that this book is very aesthetically pleasing? Like, the setting in this book is very aesthetically pleasing. That sounds kind of weird, but I love the aesthetic, like the setting of this book. Like, it has like dark academia vibes, but it also has like fantasy vibes. It has some paranormal stuff or something like that. And I love that. I love how it feels to me. And if this book continues to be the way it is right now, or even better, this will definitely get a high rating. Like, wow, did not expect that. What I did hear about this book is that it gets dark very quickly, that it gets very gory, and not gory per se, but very dark and very graphic. And I don't feel like I have encountered any like graphic scenes yet. Not scenes that actually made me feel like, wow, that was a bit excessive. No. I'm now on page 90 and haven't encountered any of those scenes that I thought were a little bit over the top, a little bit too graphic, something like that. could still happen. Like, I still have a lot of pages to go, as you can see. So I'll just let the wave wave me away. Whoa! I'll just go with the flow, you know. Ay! I was definitely too quick to judge, let me tell you. It is now the next day. And I am on page 194 or something like that. I think I was way too quick to judge the level of intensity that this book would get to. I think I was on page 120, around on page 120, when things started happening. And I'm gonna give you a trigger warning for this, because rape. And it really affected me, even though I didn't go through an experience like that. Like, it really affected me, even though it were only like 4 sentences. Those 4 sentences really affected me. And not the reading experience per se, but I do now understand why people said that it was graphic. For anyone who wants to know the details of the scene, to just, know the triggers, I'm not going to explicitly explain it. I'm just going to tell you the basics. I'm not going to tell you a line from the book, because that is excessive. So skip to this point if you do not want to see or hear any of this stuff that I'm about to say. Okay, so basically what happened is this girl, Alex, the main character of this book, can see ghosts. The ghosts, the greys, how they are called, the greys, cannot touch you. They aren't solid, so they cannot touch you. But one day, when this Alex girl is going to the amusement park with her friends and her school, one of those ghosts touches her. Like, not, it was just a touch. He grabbed her by the hips, and after that, he basically raped her. And that was shocking to me, because one, I didn't know that those greys could do that, and neither did Alex. And two, I was shocked that something like this would happen in this book, because I didn't check trigger warnings, and I maybe should have. Anyways, this is still a very good book. I'm still very much intrigued, and I'm just enjoying the heck out of it. I did want to tell you the situation that was going on, the situation that happened, because I felt like that is an important thing to reading, to check trigger warnings and to know what will trigger you. I think that's a very important thing to reading. Overall, this book has a very cool academic setting. I really, really like it. And it also has a cool setting overall. It isn't like an academic setting per se all of the time. It just has a very cool setting, in my opinion. And I think this book is really good. For me personally, though, this is one of those books that I will probably read and after that won't remember all the details of. And that is with most of books. You won't remember all the details. But I think this is one of those books that I will not remember in the slightest. That I will enjoy the heck out of, but will not remember because I'm not sure. It is just something with the writing style that doesn't... It draws me in, but not enough to keep me there. If you know what I mean. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. So, since I'm almost on page 200 and 225 pages is the halfway mark, I am almost halfway. And I think I can, clearly say that this book will definitely be a 4-star and maybe even higher. Except if something, drastically changes. But for now, this is, a 4.5-star rating book kind of thing. So that is very, very good. Still need to read more than half of this book, so who knows what the future will bring us. mildly concerning and badass just happened. Okay, so I think I should update. I am on page 297 right now, and something kind of badass happened, but also kind of concerning, kind of sad. You know, that was badass. Like, stuff is making more sense now. Alright, I'm in school, so I do not have a lot of time to explain, but I want to explain. So we have past and present timelines, and the shocking thing just happened in the past timeline, and I feel like there's also like a plot twist about to happen in the present timeline. So a lot of plot twists, I think. Like, this wasn't like a real plot twist, it was just a clarification, but it was still very interesting, you know. So I am now on page 300. Things are making more sense right now. Like, after 300 pages, things are finally making sense, you know. But I do not have a lot of time to film since school, like, the break ends in 4 minutes. But you know, thoroughly enjoying this book. We're gathered here today to... How do you explain that? We're gathered here today for me to show you that I finished Ninth House. By Leigh Bardugo. That was very awkward. Yeah, well, I finished Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. Final rating, final review is 4 stars. And I'm not going to tell you much of my thoughts, simply because I cannot put them on one straight line, and I cannot put them in order, right? So I cannot tell you about my thoughts, and also I do not remember a lot of this book. So where are my thoughts? Nowhere. Because I do not remember a lot about this book, except that I quite literally enjoyed it. That is all I know. That sentence didn't make any sense whatsoever. But you know, we finished Ninth House. It was quite a thick book. Like, not... I've read way thicker books. Like, I have read double this amount of pages. But still, it was still 450 pages long. And can I tell you what it was about? I cannot. I just cannot. I kind of felt like this plot was all over the place. Like, there wasn't one solid plot. I felt like there was more plots. Also had to get used to the fact that it was past and present timeline without actually specifying when the past and present timeline was. So when it was past, I was like, oh, it's present. But no, then when line came along, and I was like, oh, wait, this is actually past, or something like that. So I was confused for most of this book, but it was an enjoyable confusion. So, not complaining. So 4 stars for this book. It could have been a 5-star if I would have understood it a little bit better. But maybe that was my fault. Maybe it was my dumbness. But the fact stands that Leigh Bardugo has kind of redeemed herself here. Because since I didn't enjoy her young adult books, I simply should read more of her adult books, because turns out I do enjoy her adult books. Who would have thought that a writing style could change so drastically that it feels like it is a completely different author that is writing a book? Because nowhere can I find any type of writing style that is in this that it was in Shadow and Bone. So I guess that's a good thing, because I did enjoy Shadow and Bone, but I didn't enjoy the rest of the series. But I really hope I will enjoy Hellbent once I read that book, because I will eventually. Because otherwise, Leigh Bardugo hasn't completely redeemed herself. But for now, redeemable qualities. That is all I wanted to say. So I did give one spoiler in this video, but that was basically for your safety and health, I guess, for your mental health. So I think I will still count it as a spoiler. Like, I will still put the spoiler part in there, like the time frame. But yeah, I will, for the rest of the video, it's spoiler free. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're gonna watch more of me. I hope you're gonna enjoy watching more of me, and I'll see you in my next one. So bye bye.